Hello everyone, welcome to KK4Z. My name is Scott, and today, at least in this video, we're going to look at another set of paddles I have. These are made by N3ZN here in the USA, and this is his ZN-Lite, I believe it's the Lite II. It's his latest paddle. And it's kind of a neat paddle. You can see by my hand it's not very big. Here, let me put this. It's not a very big paddle, and in this mode, like this, it weighs about 4.5, maybe slightly less than 5 ounces. So it's a light, good portable paddle. Holding it like this is okay. You have to be careful because you can interfere with the paddle since they are exposed on the top here, but you can hold it like a regular paddle. And you can feel the levers move underneath your hand because it's that close. One of the ways I like to use it is flat like this, and then hold it by its sides. That way you're not interfering with the paddles or the levers at all. It's a well-built paddle. Tony does a really good job. Right here is an 832 screw hole, so you can screw a base onto this, and I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, for portable operations, it's a nice little paddle. Again, the caveat is, some people like to hold their paddles while they are operating in like a POTA or a soda, and why you can do this with this. You can get some stray dits and dahs because the levers are exposed. However, if you put it down or if you just hold it from the sides like this, it works just fine. Just be careful that you cannot grab it like some people like to grab their paddles. The action on these paddles are actually pretty good. They're on par with my other, we'll say my upper end paddles, my Bengali Simplex or my N3ZN soda paddles. Very similar, very nice finish. Again, this is a little heavier. This is about twice as heavy as my N3ZN paddles, but still a nice paddle. So the way I like to use it, like I say, either holding it from the side or putting it down on something. If you're doing a POTA activation and you are at a park and you're at a picnic bench, oh, this is perfect. You just have to hold it, and it works. Now, this also comes with a little plastic base. See, it says ZN-Lite on it. This weighs 1.5 ounces, maybe 2 ounces. I think the total weight of both of these is still less than 6 ounces, so it's still a light paddle. And the way I like to install it is, let me get this thing going here. All right, get my Amazon screwdriver here. Doesn't have to be real tight. And I don't know how Tony originally has these set up, but I like to do it with the wide end behind the paddle. And that way I get a good grip on this, and then I don't even have to hold the paddle, but I have a place for my fingers, and it's easier to operate. And so it works pretty well. It's a good paddle. I'm really pleased with it. I'm glad I got it. It's in my arsenal. In fact, it's out today because I was using it, making some POTA contacts as a hunter. And I'm also playing with my new Windkeyer USB, which I'm going to talk about in another video and another article on my blog. But I guess as you can tell, I kind of like paddles. I have about half a dozen now. And of the half a dozen, there's 3 that kind of stand out as part of my collection. And this is one. My Bengali Simplex is one. And my N3ZN soda paddles are my 3 kind of go-to paddles now. Though, will that change in the future? Probably, because I like paddles, and I'm sure I'm going to get some more as time goes on. Just as a side note, for those of you that see this over here, this is connected to my 7610. It does have a video output. And all this is a 7-inch monitor that I got for a Raspberry Pi that I don't use anymore. And so I hooked it up. I had to buy a DVI to HDMI adapter. That's this over here. And this just powers it. And what it does is, you can't really see it, but right up here are my two monitors for my computer. Over here on this monitor, well, here, I'll tilt it up a little bit. I have my POTUS spots, and over here my logging software, my AC log, and then I can just glance. My computer, my radio is way over here, because I live in a smallish house. And this is my desk. This is where I work. This is where I surf the net. And this is where I operate my ham shack. It's kind of all combined into one. And then I have a little work area off to the left. But that's about it. That's all the kind of the space we can afford. But it works for me. And so what's really nice is, while I'm working, I'm self-employed, is while I'm working, I keep my radio tuned up. And if I hear something, my main desk paddles are, oh look, they're right next to the mouse. I can kind of switch back and forth and make contacts. I try to make at least a couple CW contacts a day. I am not a CW pro. I am transitioning from when I used to copy on paper to trying to copy in my head. And it just takes practice. So I get out there and I try try to make a couple contacts every day. And then there are times, if I'm not making a contact, I'll still tune in a POTUS station where they're working, and I'll try to copy in my head, because I'm trying to get myself up. I'd like to see myself get up around 25 words a minute. Right now I'm hovering. This paddle right here right now is set to about 20 words a minute. And I'm doing okay with it, but it just takes practice. And and the best way to do it is I get on POTA. The contacts are short, they're sweet. There's usually not a lot of extra stuff in there, so it gives my time, my mind a little more time to process. But that's it. Tony makes a good paddle. There may be one in my future. I'm right now I'm kind of collecting the portable paddles, and like I said, I have plenty of those. But this is definitely a keeper. And like I said, if I take this to the field, it probably wouldn't be a backpack paddle, but it is a nice paddle. It's fairly lightweight that I can take to a place if there's a park bench, or if I rent a cabin in a state park somewhere. This is just a nice paddle, because I can put it down, and then just to grab it, I can just grab it easy, keep it to one side, and then use it. So I like the paddle. So that's it for the N3ZN ZN-Lite paddle. Good paddle. It's kind of has its own little niche in the world, but I do like it, and I do use it. Like I said, I'm using it today, as a matter of fact. So, all right, everybody. I hope you found this worthwhile, educational, whatever. But y'all take care. Stay safe, and 73s.